Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson. Today we're gonna be talking about the second conditional, a powerful way to talk about imaginary situations or things that are unlikely to happen. For example, have you ever dreamed of becoming a millionaire? You might say, if I were rich, I would travel the world. Sounds cool, right? Well, that's exactly what we're learning today. And by the end of this lesson, you'll know how to use second conditional naturally in every conversation. Let's move on. So, what Let's move on to the next slide that explains us what second conditional is about. So, what is second conditional? Second conditional is a conditional that is used for unreal or imaginary situations. It's a way to talk about things that are not real right now or things that are unlikely to happen. Let's look at this example. If I were rich, I would buy a mansion. Now, we're gonna break down the whole structure in the next slide. Here is the formula. If plus past simple, would plus verb. Um, Here is an example. If she had a car, she would drive to work. She doesn't have a car right now, but she would use it to drive to work. Now, the first part of the sentence uses past simple. The second part uses would and plus a base verb, just a basic verb. Now, now there are some special cases when we use were instead of was. We always use were, not was in the second conditional. That's something, it's a very important factor. Even with I, he, or she, we always use were. For example, if I were a bird, I would fly. Not was, we always use were. Or for example, if he were taller, he would play basketball. Even though it's a he, we say were. We use the word were. A common phrase, one of the common phrases is, if I were you, I would. So this is a way to give advice. For example, if I were you, I would study more. You're giving the person an example, an advice to that he should have studied more. Now, when do we use the second conditional? We use the second conditional in two main ways. First, to talk about unreal or unlikely situations. Um, so if I were the president, I would change the law. Right here, I'm not the president, but let's just imagine I'm the president. Or another example, if I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. Winning the lottery is very unlikely, but still, this is a hypothetical situation. The second main way is to give advice. Well, as I mentioned earlier, if I were you, I would apologize. I'm not you, but I'm just giving you advice that I would apologize if I were you. Well, this is pretty easy, and let's see if you paid close attention through a test, a practice. Now let's practice and revise your knowledge. You must fill in the blanks with the correct form. I'll give you some time now to answer the questions. You can pause the video and answer them by yourself. Then we'll check the answers in the next slide. Now let's check the answers. Here you can check them all by yourself, and if you got everything correct, then that's great. You understood the topic perfectly. Well, let's do a quick summary as we always do at the end of each lesson. Um, so let's quickly review. Yeah. So the formula for second conditional is if plus past simple plus would and plus a basic verb. We use were instead of was in every situation. And lastly, we use it for imaginary situations and giving advice. So that's it. Thank you for your attention. Now go ahead and create your own second conditional sentences in by yourself to uh, pin all the knowledge you've gained throughout the lesson. See you. See you in the next lesson. Good luck.